Hello, live stream. This is your song to let you know we're on the live stream. Welcome. Eileen and I were just having a fun conversation of who the next Super Bowl halftime performer should be.
Oh,
It's very intricate, very involved.
really?
Like who could do it, who couldn't do it, because the Super Bowl has restrictions on performances. Like, okay, these people are touring, so they probably Harry Styles is out, BTS is out. Like,
Right.
who's big enough? Who would Jay-Z pick? You know, like trying to get into his theory of mind and all that. Like, it was fun. We kind of reached a consensus on Ariana if she'd do it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally see that being.
And then you
kinda
bring in
like
Cynthia as, you know, as a guest, and they do some Wicked.
Oh my God, how fun! That would
But,
be delightful. Let's
yeah.
let's try to manifest that.
Yeah.
No. Oh God.
We
Sorry,
also thought Post Malone was probably a contender.
I'm surprised he hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, and he collabs with everyone, including
Right.
you and me.
Don't worry, guys. He's gonna be on next week.
Yeah.
So very excited about that.
It's not like there'd be a shortage of people to feature.
Bum 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 bum.
We're finally doing, I mean, your first one, obvs, and your second one, finally.
Right? I actually just did the search because I was like, this can't be possible. And also, I'm so excited about 12. Pretty sure we did a version of 13. I thought we did 13, but I'm here for it anyway, because if we did do it, we were too early because it's.
And I think the parenthetical
Exactly.
is the way into
what's
it,
excellent.
refreshing it maybe or something.
Totally.
Yeah. Because I wasn't sure if we had done it or not, or if we just talked about it in pre-show as usual. But
As
I
usual.
figured
Hard to say.
tacking on that second part could make it relevant. And honestly, the second part is more of the thing than the first, because
Totally.
the first one's been around.
I just went to, I'm finding some of the supporting materials, which caused me to go to my text thread, which caused me to see that text all over again and get mad again.
Public service message to those of you in the Discord. Discord made it clear today that they will not be forcing, even though that's kind of what they said when they originally announced it, they will not be forcing you to do age confirmation no matter who you are. That they will only be doing it in cases where they lack confidence that you are above 18. Then we get into the whole situation where people don't believe them when they say that your face scan never leaves your phone, or don't believe them when they say that they'll delete your ID. That's a whole separate conversation. But the fact, I was like, really? So I'm going to have to confirm my age, like no matter who I am? That seems like a burden on your system. And that they have confirmed or clarified, I guess, that no, most people will be able to just use Discord the way they always have.
So I didn't even, I missed all this, but
yeah,
they're going to
it's
do
just part of the worldwide trend that are
identification.
requiring age confirmation for age restricted content.
Totally.
And so they were
I
saying,
don't object to necessarily.
we're going to set everyone to teenage. And if you want to access an age restricted server or age restricted content, you'll have to confirm your age. And I was like, I mean, I guess I won't run into that. That's kind of annoying. And then they clarified today, like, no, we have some machine learning that can guess, the people who are close to 18, and those are the only ones who'll have to confirm. And they'll only have to confirm if they want to access age restricted content.
Got it. But then it's facial identification based confirmation?
There are two ways to do it, and it's a third-party vendor that operates it. One is an on-device face scan that will just send a signal to the cloud that says yay or nay. This person appears to be over 18 or not. Your face scan happens on device and never leaves the device. It's fairly well audited. I believe it. Some people don't. The other one is, if you don't want to do that, or if that fails and you're like, no, but really, I'm over 18, you can send an ID to a third-party vendor. It's one of those third-party vendors that's used by the UK and Australia and all those places that require age verification for everything. And those that will look at your ID, verify it, and then delete the ID. They don't store it. Again, unless you don't believe them.
Right. Yeah, interesting. And then, of course, this all does give them a record of you visiting that content.
I mean, they would have, Discord already has that record of you.
They would already have that,
Yeah.
but not with
It
their
won't,
like ID attached.
they won't be associating the ID because they're deleting it, if you believe them.
And you would be forgiven, friends, to just be skeptical of everything at this
I
point.
like Mike's,
You know?
should I be offended if I go access age restricted content and they
I
don't
know.
ask me to confirm?
Exactly.
Does that
It
mean
is-
I'm old?
It is just like getting ID'd at the grocery store for beer, where you're just like, I'm to the age now where I'm just like, thank you.
All I will say is that
That's so nice.
there is in existence verified and audited instances of companies verifying age without keeping information on you.
Yes,
Like
totally.
it is a thing that happens. So it's not an impossibility.
And in theory, we do want some age verification. Like there is some, yeah.
I do. I agree, and I think the principle laid out here is a really good one, which is we just want to know if you're 18 or not. We don't need to know how old you are.
Right.
So we'd rather just do a face ID that's like, oh yeah, that person's definitely, that person's really, look at the wrinkles. No, but you
Yeah.
know, like just yay or nay. And then the ID scan obviously would get your birth date. But if they delete the ID and they're only telling Discord yay or nay, then again, that's the ideal.
It's information they already
I would
have,
like
right?
a centralized, trustworthy database so you don't have people going, well, I don't know, are they really deleting it? Like if we had some centralized system where you could just send a verified signal that says, yes, I'm over 18 and it's respected, that would be perfect because then it's under your control. But, you know, I've been saying
Right.
that since Buzz Out Loud days.
Well, I was going to
so
say, which is
I
exactly
ain't holding my
something we
breath.
could have if, you know, social media companies had ever agreed to take age verification seriously, because without it, they were able to get a bunch more users and put them potentially in harm.
I mean,
way. So
if Facebook tomorrow adopted Solid, this would
Right.
all be over.
this would all be over.
This would all be over. And
Yep.
I'm sure there's reasonable non-monetary reasons for them not to adopt Solid. And I imagine there are plenty of people at Meta that would love to tell me that it's like, well, but see, the other issue is da, da, da. But I'm just saying, it's not impossible. And if you did it, this would all be over.
I mean, I was going to say, how sure are you, though? But okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes. All right. Well, different show. Different show. Let's go back to fun.
Let's go back to fun.
I am too overwhelmed by all.
We
of
just
the-
had somebody in Discord asking about that. So I wanted to.
Oh, got it. Got it. Yes. I'm down.
Uh,
I'm down. It's a
all right.
reasonable thing to ask about.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you're inside of Discord, right?
Right.
kind
the
of,
second.
kind of
Right.
makes
The
sense.
second.
Yeah. All right. You ready then?
I am.
Wow. We really got our things together today.
I know. Look at us.
I know. All right. Let's clap.
It's exciting.
In 3, 2, 1. In 3, 2.
Give it to me.
Hey, everyone. I'm Molly Wood.
And I'm Tom Merritt.
Welcome to It's a Thing, the weekly podcast that is, I want to remind you, supported by you. And that is, I want to remind you, only about things that are things.
Yeah. If something's not a
We're
thing,
doing.
it might be mentioned in passing, but merely to point out the thingdom of something else.
Yeah.
It's not the
exactly.
focus. This-
Occasionally, contextual information occurs, side jaunts, tangents. They happen, but the goal is things.
If a thing isn't a thing, is it really a thing?
Can it even fall
it
in
even
the forest?
Be?
I thing, therefore I am. I
Yeah.
have to have made that joke before, right? Like,
Yeah. Also, we are true to our name in providing you things at our shop. It's a thing.me/shop. Go check out mugs and t-shirts, all the usual things with our amazing It's a Thing logo on them, as well as some just thing related merchandise, you know, like wine glasses. And
Yep. I'm looking, by the way, I love that it has our Instagram feed and that there's just the middle top one is We Heart Spreadge. These are the kinds of things you will only hear on our show.
Indeed. Got Protein shirt. Go check it out.
Protein is a
Mhm.
great shirt. You can also get Tom's book, Synced. Know
Oh,
a little
yeah.
more about tech by
That's
Tom
true.
Merritt. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get it for cheaper if you buy it from here instead of going to Amazon. You don't have to pay the Amazon tax.
Hey, there we go. That's because we're looking out for you,
The people.
the people.
This week's episode of It's a Thing is very of the moment. I think our thing of the week is going to be a fun conversation because I would like to throw out the quad god as my first thing of the week.
Over the last 2 nights, I attempted to play a mental drinking game while watching Olympics coverage, based on how many times they said the words quad god. And then I mentally blacked out and died. So I don't recommend trying to do that. And then I am embarrassed to say I have a funny story about this, but first you should explain what we're talking about for the 9 people who don't know.
Yes, if you're not familiar, the quad god is American figure skater Ilya Malinin. He is Ukrainian born, but a U.S. citizen, lives in Virginia, and skates for the U.S. Olympic team. Above and beyond that, he is the pioneer in using the quad jump in competition. Certainly not the first person to ever do it, but he just does it easily and all the time.
All the time.
And does things like puts a backflip into his routine, even though it doesn't give him any points. The backflip is not an official part of the scoring, but he's like, you know what? It's fun. Let me just throw a backflip into my routine.
I'm a rocket.
In fact, the backflip used to be a deduction in points because it was an illegal move, and he was one of the people that got them to change the rules to be like, come on, don't dock me for the backflip.
They had banned it because they were like doing a upside down flip with knives on your feet.
Is it a bad
It's
idea?
incredibly dangerous and landing on the slipperiest surface we have.
And the quad god was like, but quad god?
But quad god though? Quad god? So there I am, just a blissful innocent, but a few days ago. And I fire up the Olympics, and I have heard them calling this guy quad god, and I'm watching the warm up, and I literally was watching him warm up, and I was like, I mean, his quads don't seem that big, like because I didn't know.
I mean, I'm sure he's like, pretty muscular, but all the figure skaters really are. I don't.
It's just the most dumbass moment of my life.
That is fantastic.
In fact, I spent probably like 10 minutes watching the warm up and comparing him to the other skaters and being like, I mean, they're like pretty defined, I guess. Like,
in fact, that should be an SNL joke at some point, right? I don't know. His quads seem pretty average to me.
Like, is my life of heated rivalry? Am I objectifying men too much? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
And slowest burn ever. I'm like, the jaw.
It's funny. Not funny, actually. There's nothing funny about this, but Eileen and I felt pretty good about ourselves because when we were in Japan last year, at one point we were like with the nieces in the house by Mount Fuji on a rainy day, and didn't have a whole lot else to do. So we turned on the TV and the international skating competition was happening, and we got introduced to Ilya then. I don't remember if they called him Quad God yet. They may or may not have, but we at least knew who he was when the Olympics came around. We're like, oh, wait, it's that guy. Yeah, he's pretty amazing.
Yep, I did not. There was a whole universe of things, and then there were people being like, oh my God, it's just like Ilya, and then he skates, and he kind of looks like Ilya from Heated Rivalry. And
okay.
I mean,
yeah.
But this is like all I really knew, and this is a true story. I genuinely was just like, they seem normal sized quads. Oh boy.
That's fantastic.
But I was quickly disabused of that, and I really caution you against even a mental drinking game because NBC
we have taken to turning on the Gold Zone in the morning. So we're just like have it on and we're catching stuff. In fact, we saw Ilya's short program skate live on the Gold Zone because we're like, oh, there it is. Let's sit down and watch. And then in the early evening, I watch the fast channel on Peacock that's Best of Milan, which basically gives you all the great moments of the day. So you're all caught up. And then you can watch the evening events as sort of a like, I want the context. I want the stories. I want them to give me a little more if you're interested. And if not, you can skip it because you got everything the rest of the day.
I mean, have you published this? I feel like this is really useful because I personally have been like a little bit stumped because, we were begging for real-time content from the Olympics for years, and then we finally got it, and now it's just this plethora of streaming, but it is confusing. Like I feel like I don't know what to do when I don't think Peacock. I'm like,
the Peacock interface is particularly helpful in sorting this all out. The Gold Zone folks are killing it. I've watched Gold Zone every year they've had it. They've had it for several Olympics now. I remember watching it like 10 years ago or something, but they have gotten so good at it where they will bring in their own commentators on stuff sometimes. If it's like an international feed, they're really good at explaining to you like, okay, what up there in the upper left is that we're watching for that, but for the moment, we're going to go full screen on this and we'll bring you back. And then they'll cut to interviews in the studio where they like, again, explain like, this is what's happening now. This is what's going to happen soon. So well done. Like that is the best Olympic coverage if you just want to see what happens. And then if you miss what happens, that fast channel's buried. It's hard to find, but you look for Best of Milan, and it does it like in an hour, maybe an hour or so loop. So you can just watch it for an hour and you've caught up on everything that's happened so far. It's like basically a previously on the Milan Olympics.
Which is totally what I want. Oh my God. Okay, great. I mean, I am a big NFL Red Zone fan, so I can see loving this.
Yeah. And the Gold Zone, like I can't say enough. Like it used to just be switching back and forth, and they've gotten really good at making it coverage in a way that I and not losing the whole Red Zone feel of it. It's
sweet.
Yeah, it's really, really well done.
Okay, let's wrap up this podcast then. I got to go.
Indeed. Well, but you've got a thing that is of the week as well. Speaking of sporting moments.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So obviously, like we're not so obvious that I'm going to come in here and be like, oh my gosh, the Benito Super Bowl was a huge thing. Bad Bunny. Because we did that, first of all.
Sure. Yeah.
Already. We did it before. An unexpected, no pun intended, outcropping of the Bad Bunny Super Bowl appearance, which has been, dissected a million times. Like you can get a full-on dissertation about the meaning and the layers and the whatever. A thing that I did not think would become a huge thing is what we are calling either the Benito bushes or the tree people. Because for those who don't know, and I can't imagine there are many of you left, the sugar cane. Now we also know they were sugar cane. I'm just gonna say that now. I know that, but that is not what anybody's calling it. But the sugar cane plants, aka the trees, in that performance were all people, which is so clever because, that's a faster way to get them out there than to try to move them all this faux shrubbery. And that is delightful. And they had to stand there and not dance. And there's kind of this, but they have become a sensation. And there is an entirely wonderful horrific category of content on the internet that is all about the bushes. In the initial hours after, there were all these cute posts that quickly became my favorite thing ever from people being like, I can now tell you that I was in fact tree number 163 in the Bad Bunny Super Bowl, and apparently there were 60,000 people that auditioned to be the trees. Wow. Somebody posted the bushes. Somebody posted a get ready with me, a pretty extensive, here's my day.
Get ready with me bush edition.
Bush edition. And then now there's a million crossover memes. There are heated rivalry crossover memes. There's, of course, somebody has already done the classic Halloween costume meme. There is just this nonstop. There's somebody made a hilarious reel that was trying not to dance as one of the Benito bushes during the during the Super Bowl. The amount of content is incredible. And it just is one of those things where you just don't always know what the internet is going to seize on. But the internet has decided that coming out of this, the thing is the Benito bush.
So from what I read, there's a limit of 40 or maybe 20. I can't remember the exact number now, of 40 carts that can be used during the halftime show because they're trying to protect the grass. And that was not enough to pull out all the bushes they needed. So instead of just having them carry bushes out, they just hired people to be in the bushes because they thought that was cooler. Somebody had the idea.
Which it is.
And so when we were seeing them set up, I saw one of them moving and we're like, oh my gosh, the bushes are going to dance. Which they never really did.
They never did. They didn't. There's this kind of whispery lady on the internet who sort of narrates things, and her whispery narration of watching the Super Bowl show was identical to mine. It was just are they going to dance now? Are the trees going to
What are they going to dance?
Maybe they're not going to dance. And then also all of us freaking out about him being up on that tiny little platform on the
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Which
why was
also
that so
apparently
small?
he was supposed to have a harness and he's like, nah, I don't want it.
Oh, good. Not cool, not cool, not cool, not cool. But yeah, and then there's one clip of him dancing in amidst the trees while I think Lady Gaga is singing.
Yeah.
And the caption is like, this is so much funnier when you realize that all of the
surrounded by
trees are people who are not dancing.
Yeah.
It has just captured the national imagination in the most thingiest way possible. Like
one of my favorites is like somebody in the Super Bowl, like at Levi Stadium, with a video of them all walking off at the end, with 100 million variations on the Ents March to Isengard.
I mean, it is incredible. And my other like favorite part, and I swear I'm not trying to be rude about this, because once again, I read all the symbolism breakdowns. Like, I know that they are sugarcane. I know what they represent. But it kind of cracks me up to no end that there is one person in every comment thread being like, it is sugarcane. It represents colonialization. It's sugarcane. Yes. And we're all like, we know.
Yes. Also, it's people dressed up as sugarcane.
It's street people.
And it's pretty fun.
/ beneath the bushes. And it's honestly like, it's been kind of, especially when it crosses over with Heated Rivalry, obviously, but it has been my new favorite kind of content category.
One thing that Senor Ocasio promised was that the world would have fun on Sunday, and this is a part of that fun.
I mean, it really is. It's the long tail of the fun. Is the treat people.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love our lives right now and also hate them. And it's so much. It's all so much. So much.
All right. We could not remember if we've talked about quiet luxury on the show before. That idea of buying something that's just really good, but not necessarily the most expensive thing. So like not going for the top brands all the time. Right. But I'm pairing that, just in case we already talked about it, with the resurgence of Coach. Now, if you're like me, you're like, well, Coach is a luxury brand, but within the luxury world, Coach is not at the top of the luxury brands. It is the more accessible of the luxury brands. And because of that, it is sort of at the intersection of quiet luxury and another trend of Gen Z consumers only spending for luxurious items. So packing their lunches and not eating out, for example, according to the CNBC story, but then buying a Coach bag and saying, yeah, but this is a really well-made bag and I want to buy another one and it looks great. And it's not ridiculous expensive like Chanel, but it's still, really, really great.
Wow. This is so fascinating. Coach of all brands, especially because it is not particularly quiet luxury, right? It's usually like very patterned.
It's all relative, kind of right? Looking. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's quiet luxury in the sense that Coach doesn't have the cachet, or hasn't. It actually is resurging now because of this. And people are like noticing it. But for a while, Coach was on the outs. It was like, oh, you got Coach? What are you, an old lady?
Yes, I thought it was an old lady brand. And actually, like even worse, an outlet brand.
Right. Oh, you probably got that at the outlet mall, huh? Mm-hmm. And it is now having a resurgence because of the quiet luxury movement kind of lapped up onto the shore of actual luxury and found Coach, I guess.
And it was like the one luxury brand that they could actually afford. They're just like, yeah we can. Oh my God, that is so interesting. What a good find. I had no idea.
Credit this entirely to my wife discovering the whole Coach thing, and then me finding the CNBC story to back it up, of course. But she's the one who's like way into the bags scene again, and there's this whole part of the quiet luxury thing, which is they're not exactly indie brands, but they're smaller brands that are just as well made as the YSLs and the Chanels of the world, but they don't cost nearly as much. And they're attainable and people still go, ooh, nice bag, right?
Right. Totally. Huh. Who knew? I mean, yes, we knew about Quiet Luxury, so we're putting a stamp on that, but also Coach, how
Yeah.
delightful. So curious to see what else, like where's Michael Kors going to end up here?
Oh, good question. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think Ferragamo is another one that's kind of I've heard thrown around in this conversation a little bit as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm noticing, and I don't always pay attention to this thing, but I'm noticing a lot of Balenciaga. They did some
Yeah.
like high profile, like they did that Simpsons crossover.
Isn't
They seem
Balenciaga the
to.
one that doesn't actually have labels on, unlike every other brand? Like it doesn't or no, that's
No, because
Bottega
I'm like
Veneta.
seeing
That's
it.
Bottega
Yeah.
Veneta. Sorry.
Yes.
Not Balenciaga. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Balenciaga is having a moment of its.
It is having a moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh. Who knew? Love it.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
the one to watch, because all the K-pop stars have a brand deal at some point, right? That's kind of a rite of passage, and then when you get big enough, each of your individual members will have a different brand deal. Jungkook only has Calvin Klein from BTS, so everybody's watching.
Pay attention to that one.
Eh,
So wait, did you say that BTS couldn't do the Super Bowl because of a touring schedule? Because I'm surprised. I was most of my friends were. I'm coming back to that conversation, yes, but I've heard a lot of speculation that they would pick a K-pop act.
yeah, BTS plays Sydney the night before next year's Super Bowl.
Got it.
I mean, it's not impossible, but that makes it less likely, I think.
Right. And they'd probably be most likely to go with the biggest name. They wouldn't necessarily.
And the Super
to
Bowl,
Black Panther.
Super Bowl also has some performance restrictions as well. Like you can't, like Bad Bunny couldn't perform at the Grammys because he was doing the Super Bowl.
Right.
So I don't know if that has to do with personal concerts like that. So Blackpink,
Yeah. Could be.
although they might still be touring by then. Too. I don't
They're
know.
just
Anyway.
I was just thinking of a comment about how the NFL is really, regardless of the backlash, the NFL wants to be FIFA. Like
Well,
they want to be
yeah.
global, and there's no better way to like signal your FIFA-ness than
And Jay-Z's
putting
on a
these
roll.
global
I'm
apps.
telling you, picking these, like he's kind of the guy who does
Yeah.
the advising for the NFL on it.
Fascinating.
Mm.
Okay, well, let's get back to old lady fashion for a minute because because the kids have also seized on, and I am overdue actually in bringing this to the show. But because over a year ago, I think I read an article by a woman who was just like, "Yeah, I'm 35 and I wear compression socks on every flight."
Listen, I just want to say, because we get this in email occasionally, like, oh, I guess this is old. Nothing is ever old. And it's the
Nothing's
thing.
ever old.
Like our job is not to tell you the top 4 things at this moment. Our job is to identify things so that when
Yes.
you're like, oh, that really is a thing. So yeah, we can bring it a year later. It's totally fine.
It's fine because honestly, what happens is that one article comes out, and then over a year later, around Thanksgiving time, the New York Times is doing a piece that's like, yeah, we reviewed the best compression socks that you can get because
It's
now
the wire cutter.
it's the wire cutter.
It's wire cutter doing compression socks. That's awesome. I love
Wire
that.
cutter has best compression socks, which I have totally looked at, and even bought. Yeah, compression socks are everywhere all of a sudden because people are realizing, like, one, they're just like they're comfy, and they and inflammation is the problem with everything, and they help when you're flying,
Yeah.
and they just are pretty much odd. They help when you're standing and cooking or going on hikes or whatever the reason is that you want to improve your blood circulation, even if it's just like feeling fatty, but not FATTY, FADDY, because everybody else is wearing compression socks. But they are
I guess
everywhere.
it would make your calves feel less fatty.
I mean, when I am like deeply inflamed and bloated, that's how I am feeling fatty, and I put on my compression socks. I have compression leggings. I got the whole thing, but literally they sell them at Bloomingdale's.
And
like they're everywhere. Everywhere.
What do they do? Like I've always thought of compression socks as like, oh, kind of restrictive.
They are restrictive, definitely. The idea, though, is that the restriction helps improve your blood circulation.
Yeah.
Because I guess, because it compresses it so that the blood circulation, it's not just sort of like I'm making a motion with my hands that suggests that everything is spreading out and going willy-nilly. I don't really know. Maybe I'm sure. Well, if you think about it, like if it were if you had a wide stream of water and the more you narrowed it, the quicker the water would
It
go.
moves faster. Yeah, like a
It
straw.
moves faster.
Yeah.
So yes, it's that. And then
Okay.
they stop the blood from pooling in your legs. And then but even if they're just doing that with your lower legs, it improves the circulation through your whole leg.
Okay.
That's why it's
Yeah.
great for flights, because flights
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
particular, like you land and you can't get your shoe back on,
Yeah.
and also thrombosis, but mainly like comfort.
Yeah.
Let's not.
Yeah,
we
the
try not to think
thrombosis
about
isn't good
thrombosis.
either, but the not being able to put your shoe back on. Come on.
We try not to think
To
about
which someone who just said, "Will you take your shoe off on the flight?" And it's like, yeah, on a 16-hour flight, hell yeah, I take my shoes off. That's why
yeah.
they give you slippers.
But I've started wearing these even on short flights, and it is wonderful. And they just have like all these cute ones now. There's just tons of them. It's just a thing. We're all just
compression
doing it.
socks are a thing. This is now entering the lexicon.
Yes.
It's like every week is like word of the year for us.
Yeah, totally. I know it really is, except that
we should do a dictionary. We should do a dictionary of things.
Oh, we totally should.
I bet I know how we could do it.
Really?
Let me think on that. Let me think on that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Amazing.
So anyway, yeah, compression
Also,
socks.
we should get some branded compression socks for the shop.
Oh, yeah, we should see if Fourth Wall can do compression socks.
That would be awesome.
For sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Dictionary, says Rich.
Rich,
That's
take a
hilarious.
note.
Okay, so now we have a problem.
Yeah.
Which is that thing of the week.
Is it Benito Bushes or Quad God? It's kind of down to that.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. No question. And honestly, I don't know.
It's a tie.
It really, like, as of today, right? As of Wednesday, February 11th, because we're right in the middle of the week, Quad God is going to probably keep going.
Yes.
Although
he performs on Friday with the long form performance.
But the Benito Bushes are so malicious.
And of this week,
actually. That's true.
Yeah.
Crap. I mean, do we just make it a tie? Both of these things are such good keywords.
I've never done it before. It's unprecedented in its thing history.
And yet it's our show.
It is a week so titanic.
Even the Discord isn't voting. Like, everybody's like, we don't know. What are you going to do?
Ambassador Domo seems to be voting for open-toed compression socks.
And while we enjoy Icor says I've seen more trees than quads.
Okay.
I think we got to make it a tie. I think we got to go Benito Bushes and Quad God. Also, how fun is that to say?
Just that. Benito Bushes and Quad God.
Yeah. Like, that's great.
Yes, they're sugarcane.
Exactly. To make sure you put that in
put that in parentheses.
We know they're sugarcane.
All right, let's get to your things. Feedback at it'sathing.me. Kevin wants to know if something is no longer a thing. Also a valid question. There was a football game last weekend. I realize under copyright or trademark or some other restriction, we are no longer allowed to say the name of this football game. I know you're joking, Kevin, but I always feel it's my job. It's my personal mission to bust that FUD. You are allowed to say Super Bowl. You can say Super Bowl all you want. It's not illegal to say Super Bowl. It is illegal for you to advertise in a way that makes it seem like the Super Bowl is endorsing your product when they're not. That's what they come down. And they come down, in my opinion, too hard on it, which is why everybody thinks, oh, we're not allowed to say Super Bowl anymore. Anyway. Traditionally, this football game is watched by people gathered in groups. Honestly, I didn't even watch the game until a friend of mine sent a picture to me of his dog sleeping through the game next to him on the couch. I didn't even remember it was on. He is the most social person I know, and he was neither hosting nor attending a party to watch the game. I used to have to choose which party to go to watch the game, but we weren't even invited to one this year. Maybe these parties have gone away since COVID or since betting has taken over the game. Are NFL championship game watching parties no longer a thing? If so, is it because we can no longer say the name of this game unless we are part of the network showing the game?
Oh, that is hilarious. And you did a lot of work there, friend. I was invited to two parties and had no interest in going to either of them. So I wonder if it's just sort of one of those things where it just used to be a lot. It's kind of like there's only so many times you can enjoy something in your life before you're like, I'm just going to watch with my brother.
Yeah. And the ratings were down. for the overall game, although they were up for the halftime show.
Right.
So it did seem like people were interested in watching the halftime show, but maybe not the game. That could also have to do with the game.
Exactly. It's the team. Like the game was kind of like,
Yeah. And that
the
happens.
Patriots had an easy walk. You know, I mean, there was sort of the teams were not the most exciting matchup.
You still got a huge number of people watch the Super Bowl, though. I'm not about to say the Super Bowl isn't a thing anymore. I expect it's a confluence of the teams that we're playing. And I think you correctly identified the post-COVID thing. Like a lot of gatherings just aren't quite the same as they were. We just got out of the habit or whatever. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm with you.
There's something there though.
There was a bit of an enthusiasm gap about parties for sure. Jody in Minneapolis wrote in and says, "Hello, Tomori. I recently learned about Superb Owl as an alternative to Super Bowl. I think we did talk about this, but it was ages ago because I heard about it on What We Do in the Shadows. And it's hysterical. It's been around for a while," she said, "but two friends I had invited over for dinner both canceled because they had Superb Owl events planned instead and had forgotten it was Super Bowl Sunday. Lots of fun Superb Owl memes on Instagram. And also," writes Jody, "as a Minneapolis resident, Minnesota is a thing. There were even signs in Milan featuring our new loon logo. I, of course, wish we were still an obscure flyover country and didn't need to do all this hard, exhausting work. Thanks more than ever for making me laugh."
Oh, thank you, Jody. And you know, hang in there.
Hang in there, babe. Keep fighting the good fight.
Yeah. And I definitely, Howard Yermish was talking on one of my live streams earlier this week about the Superb Owl, how he posted a bunch of Superb Owl memes last year, and then Instagram, he started showing him too many owl things. So this year he's like, just the one. I don't want to be overwhelmed.
First of all, there is no such thing as too many owl things, but whatever.
Ben on garlic bread. "Hi, Molly and Tom. Yep, garlic bread. It's like catnip to asexuals. So is cake. Both are better than sex, according to asexuals. Big love from Manchester, as ever, Ben." Thank you for the confirmation, Ben.
I love this show so much. I had an actual moment yesterday where I went in the sauna at the club and I was just sitting there. I was just sitting there like 90 degree. And then I was like, I could lay down or I could put my feet up on this bench, but apparently I am instead the straightest woman that ever straighted. I was like, I don't even know how to bisexual sit, and I don't even like cake. Sometimes stuff is a little on the nose.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Absolutely.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And then Matt Bat confirming a thing. We did cover this almost exactly a year ago on episode 359. I had a lot to say about it, but yes, it is true that people are saying crash out instead of meaning you got tired and fell asleep. It means you lost your shit. You lost your damn mind. You just went crazy. You crashed out.
1 year ago today.
Wow.
Almost. Not exactly, but almost.
Thank you, Rich, and now it's like, yeah, it is huge. It is everywhere.
Well, if there's one thing people love more than talking about things, it's U.S. industry trade groups, right, Molly?
I think about them all the time. I have a list of my favorite.
The International Food Technologists, the Food and Drug Administration,
the CTA.
Yeah, the CTA. Are they they're still the Consumer Technology Association, aren't they? Or are they? I don't
think so. I think they just went to CTA.
CES is just, they KFC'd it.
But I think CTA also KFC'd CTA. But I could be wrong.
California Teachers Association.
There you go.
They're still the Consumer Technology Association.
Oh, okay.
It's only CES that they KFC'd.
Got it.
So anyway, I bring this up, of course, because our shout outs to our Patreon supporters at the top level, which by the way, have been increasing. So I feel like we are the best in the game at doing shout outs for Patreons at the top level. This week's shout outs are based on the names of U.S. industry trade groups.
Because we have the best and most obscure producer in the biz. That's just the deal. You can't have him.
It's all true.
Let's kick ourselves off with the Outdoor Advertising Association of AB Puppy.
And of course, the AJ Venturella Beverage Association.
Also, the Benjamin Forrest Beverage Institute, Rivals to the Death.
Fantasy Sports Trade Association of BioCow.
I love the conferences put on by the Dom Cordage Institute.
And who doesn't like getting their bearings at the Eric Duncan Bearing Manufacturing Association?
My 4-H friends will know all about the S-Dub Texas Hereford Association.
And keeping the spirit all year long is the Gabrielle Cohen Christmas Tree Association.
Security is important, so you should only trust it to the Associated Locksmiths of Jake Woods.
Stay on target with Kevin Sills Archery Trade Association.
And keep it hot with Laura Abel's Welding Society.
Know where everything is with the Storage Networking Lee Price Association.
Oh my goodness. Get your story placed wherever you need it. Visit the Public Relations Society of Louis Saint-Amour.
It's irresponsible if you don't support the Professional Electrical Apparatus Recyclers League of Mike Akins.
You know, a profession I believe is overlooked in these days of Booking.com and Airbnb is the Mike Lurch Society of Travel Agents.
And one I desperately depend on, the International Morris Jones of Elevator Consultants.
And you couldn't have a fun holiday without the Valor Trucks Pyrotechnics Association. Pew, 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 pew. Yay! What would we do without Industry Trade Group?
That was a good one. Thanks, everybody, for supporting us in all the various ways. We appreciate every single one of you.
Yes, we do. Patreon.com/itsAthing is where you can support the show. And of course, it'sathing.me is where you can find the episodes and the shop, should you want that merch.
No compression socks in Fourth Wall, but we will work on that. So keep an eye on the shopping page at itsathing.me/shop.
See you next week, friends. Bye. I feel like travel agents should really come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, and then I was like, oh, Hopper will just sell me 90 AI assistants that'll book my whole trip for me. And I
Except
had
that it
app.
won't. And it won't
Well,
like know stuff. Oh, Gabrielle Cohen said that's perfect because she loves Christmas.
Yay.
Good job.
Yay!
Bombas.
No, Molly, I'm 100% with you. Like the idea of like, oh, I give you money and then I don't have to worry about like planning stuff.
Yeah.
That seems like a really good, actually like a really good deal.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean-
And they have those deals where they can get you like, jump the line tickets for places. And I'm kind of feeling it.
Well, especially like a city like you've been to a couple times where you're like, okay, I've done like I've been to the Field Museum in Chicago. Like what else? Like give me off the beaten path there, travel agent.
No joke. Agents within 2 years will be able to do all of this. But what a travel agent, like a human travel agent, will be able to stake their claim on is, would you like to have your agent just do it? Or do you want to sit down with me and get insights from a human who
Totally.
understands where you're going? Travel agents specifically like specializing in areas. Oh, you want to visit Italy? Go to our Italian travel agent who knows all the ins and outs. And yeah, the agent could probably figure this stuff out, but which would you rather do? Press a button and have it done, or have the fun of learning about it while you're talking to someone and the conversation and the experience becomes part of it?
Like, what kinds of things do you like? What are you into? Like, yeah.
Yeah. And some people are like, I just want to press the button, and great, that'll be there. But I think because as we've seen, everybody's like, I want experiences. I don't want things. Well, like planning it is part of the experience.
Yeah.
Right. And just like you pay for a consultant in your finances, you pay for a therapist, right? Like these are things you do partly because you want to talk to someone. You want to see their face. I think that we don't think about that now because it's the only option. But I think that's going to become a thing where people go, actually, I prefer it when I'm actually sitting and talking to a person.
Yeah.
Well, and just from my experience, because I was like, oh, thinking about doing some travel, and then like I had again used the Hopper app, and like the ups, like it's not like that has no cost now, right? Because to use the AI agent is its own
Yep.
subscription that I have to sign up for to get basic functionality like sorting by price or sorting by stop. Like so, like it was like the upsell on it was like I hadn't used it in like 2-3 years, and it was just like so off putting that I was like the
Yeah.
idea of just like, oh, actually interacting with someone might actually this
Mm-hmm.
goes against all my millennial instincts. But
Yeah. Can you turn
Especially
yourself
that
up a
there's-
little, Rich?
Yeah, you're
oh,
quiet.
yeah, sure.
The other
Is
thing I
that-
think will
is that better?
yes.
Yep.
The other thing I think too is that that agents there's still we're, agents being able to actually do this seamlessly also relies on digitization around the world and structured data from various travel services. And so, and it is going to be a lot more than 2 years before that happens. Like a travel agent is still going to be able to make the phone call to the boutique hotel that is not necessarily online or doesn't update their listings regularly,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
No, that's a really good point.
I
Yeah.
think that we always forget that AI can only be as good as the data that it has. And so even if it could put together a good itinerary for you, that itinerary might only include like 9% of the possible options that happen to be effectively digitized and organized behind the scenes.
Look, that's
that was
similar.
that was like the smartest thing I have said all day, by the way.
That's a great one.
God damn, that just came right out.
Because yes, eventually everything will get digitized and structured, probably, right? But think about
Maybe.
think about when travel first went online. I definitely limited myself by using online travel booking tools in the late 90s and early 2000s because I'm like,
Right.
well, yeah, I guess there's other places, but these are the ones online, right? And if I wanted to go to those other places, then I had to call the hotel. And eventually they all got online, and now pretty much everything is bookable online. In fact, some places prefer you to book online. But yeah, for a long that's going to be a long time before
Exactly. And-
everybody is integrated in that way.
And everything we said assumes, and I'm not casting shade. Everything that we said assumes you're traveling in the developing world, right? So, or rather, in not in developing countries. So there are places where that infrastructure just might not exist yet. Like that, there are still little off the grid hostels.
And those are the places
can't
you're going
book
to
online.
want. Those are places
Those
people
are
are going
places
to
you
want to
wanna
go
go.
to, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you need that human, like institutional knowledge to basically
Right.
be like, here's where you actually want to go.
Until the humanoid robots come in, and then they'll be the boots on the ground that we need. Think about it.
There are two really good articles out today, one from Rest of World and one from Bloomberg about India. And the one from Bloomberg is a study that showed that there is no longer an advantage to sending founders overseas to get experience. The most successful Indian startups over the past several years have been from domestic founders who stayed there. The overseas people bring specialized experience that is still valuable, but not founder, not starter, not CEO. Like on the ground local knowledge is the most important factor in startup success. And then there's an AI summit happening in India that's all about global South pitches. Like, oh, you want cheap site scale? Nigeria and Rwanda are your places. You want the most data on the planet Earth? You want India. Do you want infrastructure funding? You go to UAE. Like, it's
Fascinating.
they're
Yeah.
basically pitching themselves as the one-stop shop for everything.
As you know, we're straying into a different show, but I am fascinated with the tension right now, like the social tension about the future, because we've accepted there's been a lot of manufactured consent about in terms of the future that we live in now, as Tom and I can attest, because we lost a lot of battles over the last 20 plus years.
Rootkit.
But we are at a point where we know so much, and society might just be like, no thanks, like no humanoid robots, no travel planning with AI. You have this kind of kids going back to more analog behaviors, and there's no way to really quantify how big that is. But I still think that there's just like a really big tension right now. Like the dependency is not there yet, which path we take.
at least for me, I almost see that as the reason they're drawn to that is that's the luxury, right? Like that's the thing you want to spend the money on. To your point, Tom, is like I want to spend money on an experience, and like part of that experience probably should be interact, as much human interaction as I can get, and like
Yeah.
that I think that tension is like that shift of being the standard to being what you're actually paying for.
I don't
right?
want to
Is
have
like
the
a
same
high-touch-
experience everyone else had. Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to get shuttled in a bus and follow a flag and then look at the thing. And yeah.
And there will still be a lot of people who want to do that. Like I
Oh,
don't
sure.
think that
Yeah.
we, but I do. I'm just curious to know if that desire for if the artisanal experience, the elevated experience, or just if it becomes aspirational to do things without convenience or without robots or without agents, then that just puts us in a really interesting societal inflection point, as opposed to the tech, the kind of like tech industry assumption that just like everybody wants this. And we're like, what if we don't? What if this is the exact wrong pitch coming out of COVID to be? I mean, it's sort of, I remember the Apple VR ads that came right out of COVID. And it was
those
just
are
like,
so-
here's a sad lady in an empty room in like beige hell. And it was just stark aloneness. And it's like, a lot of us just left the house. Like, no, thank you. This is the exact wrong pitch at the exact wrong time.
No, the one for me that was like mind-bendingly out of tune was the dad that chose to be like, instead of seeing my human children that are literally in front of me, I'd rather look at a screen of my kids. like that one to me was so like my mind was gone. Like as a father, like I was like, what human being saw this and was like,
People want that.
it's like it was such a desolate vision.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes.
Which reminds me, totally off topic. Are you drowning in Girl Scout cookies as well?
I am not yet.
Okay.
We haven't gotten the main shipment in yet to start doing the deliveries. But once we like, it is very funny because once they do, it is like a whole thing where it's like a flatbed shows up at the person's house getting the deliveries, and then everyone has to go and like get their thing, and they, this is where Jackie's organizational mind comes in handy because she was like, we're not playing. All right, I have a spreadsheet. We're going to be doing this. Blah, 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 blah. So she always she takes the lead on that.
we always order direct from our niece's page and have them shipped directly to us, so as not to add
go out
to the
super
burden.
quick, actually. Yeah.
We got ours already. We only have like 1,000 boxes. It's not that much.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I heard the adventure or whatever S'mores, whatever
I did an unboxing of the new Explore More
Explore
cookie.
More.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
It's
It was
it's
quite
basically a chocolate Oreo. Pretty good though, like chocolate
good.
filling. Yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
It's a quality
This is
cookie.
where I just sit here and be quiet because
We're not here to judge, Molly.
I don't like sweets. And it becomes it's this yearly dilemma where I'm just like, I would like to support you, but I can't waste food because I won't eat it. And it's just
You can just donate.
I just don't say a word.
Donate.
Oh, really? Like everybody else isn't drowning in trying to donate Girl Scout cookies is like
No. Just donate money to the Girl Scouts and to be like,
Oh.
I don't want any of your cookies. It's just
Yes,
here's
would
some
be
money.
fine. Yes, I will do that instead. That is lovely. That's way preferable. I'm drowning in butternut squash. I got to get off the CSA train.
Nice.
You can't.
I'm about to start throwing them through car windows. I've got like 12 butternut squash in my house right now.
Are you growing them? Are you farming them?
I'm starting
Why do you
I started getting a CSA box, and if I forget to customize my box on Tuesday,
Oh, I see.
then they just put, and it's butternut squash season. So if I forget to customize them, they just put 3 in there or like 5. And
I had to stop doing the Flash Foods box of produce because you only see a picture of like the top of the box. So you're like, all right, there's like 2 peppers in there and I'm pretty sure they're all good if I cook them the same day. But then like you have no idea what's underneath. So sometimes it's just like, I don't know what to do with 40 jalapeno peppers. Like,
Totally.
okay, I guess pickle. All right, we're having pickled peppers. Here we go.
I know. I love it. Like I
You're
love it.
the person who picked a peck of pickled peppers.
I am. I picked it up from Flash Foods. Help me.
It was you. Exactly, Gabrielle Cohen. Like we're finding joy in human connection. I just think it's an interesting time in society. We can choose. We can actually choose our future.
I am all for choosing human connection. There's no prevarication about that. When I walk through my neighborhood, I feel better when I see someone and say hello. Like I've noticed like a physical reaction happens when I just see someone I know and say hello. We don't even have to necessarily stop and talk. It's like, oh, how's Scout doing? Does she recover from her surgery? But whatever, right? But it's even if it's just like, hey, there's this one woman every Monday morning. She's going through the recycling, and she's like, "Hey, Poppy," and I'm like, "Hey, Doris, how you doing?" Because I helped her out with her cell phone one time because her cell phone died. But it's just amazing. That kind of stuff makes a huge difference. Like you wouldn't think so. But just repetitive being outside, talking to actual people, big difference.
I mean, we're social animals. Like you would think so, actually. Like it's weird that we've convinced ourselves that you wouldn't think so, when in fact humans die in solitude. Like
everybody's got different amounts of spoons too, right? Like so, introverts, trust me, I'm with you. I don't need to do as much as the extroverts do, but you need some. You definitely need some.
Okay, this has been our TED Talk on your own terms. Get out there, friends.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.